That's a very interesting question, because the self-driving vehicle for me is not really interesting and relevant at all. It's a little bit, if you've once tried to ride a self-driving vehicle, it's exciting for the first 5 minutes and then it feels like riding any taxi. So the question here is to design more the impact of that around the self-driving vehicle, and for me, especially for the countryside, I think that's very, very relevant to reconnect people, to basically foster a new life out on the countryside. And this is what we're investigating and what we're looking at, and then we're trying to design this vehicle according to these needs that we discover there. This is kind of our design constraints in our field that we're working in. And I'm not the only designer appreciating that, and my students try to get down to the very human needs, to the needs of sustainability, and develop the self-driving vehicle out of that. And this is, I think, what matters. And the vehicle is losing this status symbol character, I believe, but it can foster new cultures, working together, living together, dining together, having a good time together, getting from A to B, yes, but reconnecting people, I think, is the most important thing. The students of you mean the project of UXXL? I think, of course, self-driving is a hot topic, definitely, and I would want to prepare the students for a future that I also don't know. The only thing that I can look into is that I could take a look into the stuff that won't change, and that, for me, has been said, is human needs. And it's also basic things like geometry, like colors and stuff like that. And then the things that are to come in the near future that are going to play an important role during the career of the students. And definitely the energy sector is going to change a lot. The whole transportation sector is going to change a lot. And our society is shifting at rapid pace. So this is why I think this is a very good field to play in. And you all know that the German auto industry is now, with Dieselgate and everything, is under threat, and also with players like Tesla, there's big shift in the industries, and I think it's very important for us in Germany to take a new attitude, and I think at the universities we should research that and investigate that quite at the forefront of things. So this was the thought, and then we had the collaboration partner of EasyMan, which is a very interesting player because they already have the technology to do this, but they didn't go very deep in the design of this vehicle. So for me, it's clearly a win-win situation for both sides, for us to learn about the technology and for them to learn how human beings could interface with this kind of technology. And it doesn't just mean making things beautiful. Beautiful, of course, it has to be, but it also should express purpose. We work with this Wizard of Oz technique, so we take physical objects and we projection map onto them to create new experiences, because the two things that we would want to do, we want to investigate which experiences are desirable for people, so what's enjoyable on a ride from A to B together. So how do we like to spend our time? This we need to try, we have a gut feeling for that, but we need to try it. This we do through the projection, and then we try to see in technology to make that actually feasible. So the futures that we would want to create should be both desirable and feasible. So these are the two criteria that we're working on. And for it to be desirable, of course, it's got to be beautiful. No questions asked.
My name is Linda, I'm 24 and I'm currently studying at Anhalt University in Dessau, and I'm attending the UXXL project with Hermann Klippner. Yeah. At first, we worked together as a group for the exterior, and we decided what the shape from the top view of the bus would look like, and the windows. We wanted to create big windows, like basically almost the entire surface should be glass. And I basically just brought everything together and made the sketches and some details, and then I built like a fake wooden panel that could wrap around the bus, so to visualize our ideas a bit better.
My name is Anthony. I'm 25 years old and I'm studying design in Dessau at the. I make a co-working on demand. That means that you can you put that co-working in a city with the concept of mobility. In villages or outside from cities, and you can put it together. This is what I'm trying to do. I will try to combine the two things, to get a mobile co-working space where people can live, where people can work together, can share ideas together, and just have a good time. Maybe it could be possible in the future. I don't know, but I will try to make it to prototype that, and that's a part. One of the concepts. I just have not a physical prototype, I have a digital conceptual prototype which I will show with a presentation. Yeah.
Of course, I can help you. So you have to, this is a problem, you have to set the values.
My name is Rima, I'm studying at Hochschule Anhalt and I'm in 6th semester of the bachelor.
My name is Joanna, I study at Hochschule Anhalt as well, design, and I'm also in the 6th semester of bachelor.
Our concept is that we thought about seating and we tried to make a seat which is suspended by ropes, and we also added on the seat some guiding lights for the orientation for the passenger in the bus.
Secondly, we thought about a vending machine for snacks on the bus, because you have the time to eat, and also it activates your parasympathetic nervous system and you get calmer while you're stressed out. Hey Tom, could you give me some cashews, please? Thank you very much.
My name is Vanessa, I'm 21 and I'm studying at the Hochschule Anhalt Dessau. So I designed a smart hook called Charles, and it's a really simple thing, but that's why it's so hard to do it, because you should be so simple as much as you can. And it's a hook for your everyday luggage in the bus, and it's a hook up on the ceiling. So it's fixed on 3 ropes, and the ropes are connected with motors who controlled by an AI called Charles. And when you say, Charles, can you give me my luggage please, the hook will come down automatically onto your lap and you can give him your luggage or get your luggage from him.
Hi, I'm Anne Driva and I'm studying integrated design at Hochschule Anhalt in Dessau.
Hi, I'm Aurora Krasny, studying graphic design at the Rochester Institute of Technology.
Yeah, my prototype is about being able to adjust your personal and your surrounding, like your private sphere. You're giving it a physical boundary that you can adjust, so you can choose for yourself how much private and public interaction you want to have. Basically like a shell around you or a cocoon that you can open and close to be by yourself, watch a movie. Also you can choose in which direction you turn, choose to which people you talk.
Yeah, so as Anna was saying, she worked mostly with the outside structure of our prototype, and I worked on the interface within the prototype, basically using cloud storage technology and projectors within the chair to kind of get rid of the necessity for devices like laptops or phones. So say if you open up a certain notebook page, the smart lights within the chair will recognize what page that's on and open that specific file for you, so you can like open Netflix to watch a movie or a work file to work on something, to utilize your time better.
My name is Philipp Kühlein and I am currently studying at Hochschule Anhalt in Dessau. My prototype is an interactive table. The vehicle is meant to be for 8 people. There are 2 of these interactive tables meant to be in one vehicle, so each table is meant for 4. And they can use it on their own in separate areas, or they can use it as a group together and have a shared experience. The surface material of the table is wood, so it's known to all people, and it's good in combination with the new technology and something that people know. I tried to keep the prototype pretty simple, so it has only like 2 major functions: draw something and wipe it off the surface. So no choosing of color, no choosing of tools, just drawing and erasing. I'm going to draw the bottle. Now spin it and see what will happen. Oh! It's your turn.
I created like a big window that's interactive. So basically, when you're on the bus will occasionally, can you draw the castle of the town, or just to draw some famous sites of the city. Something that's easy to do, fun to do, and bring people together. They will talk about what they're doing, and I hope this will make people talk to each other a bit more.
For us, it's always quite a journey. It's always questions that we have at the beginning and kind of hypotheses that we travel into the project with. And there again, the criteria are: is this relevant? Is it worth doing? Is it achievable? I started a couple of years. I started to change the project title. Once the briefing is out, the project shifts, and my attitude shifts with that, because before that, I didn't know the answers to the questions, and now I have a lot. Some questions are answered, but I have a lot of new questions. So we're changing the project title, and also the project shifts. It's traveling as well. Research is always traveling, and you discover things that you didn't originally look for. And this is the very nature of research, and also the very nature of teaching. It's called teaching, and it sounds so monodirectional. It's actually a little bit like this. It's back and forth, it's ping pong. I learned a lot during the semester, and some things are there where the students proved me wrong, and I'm very happy about it.
So I would think it would be great if the vehicle would be real
self-driving vehicle, this future bus. Yeah, I think it would be a good addition.
Could be a very, very, very good point for connecting people.
And it would be pretty helpful on the countryside, for example.
It would be so good for the community, for the social meaning for us with this community vehicle, so it would be great to have it now.
Because they're oftentimes pretty old and they're like more there for function than for comfort.
As we have some representatives of these people here in our project, we might have good indicators for that. And again, human needs don't change as much as it seems. And so I'm very hopeful that we address these human needs. Also, we would want to be very sustainable with what we're doing. In the acceptance of this, I mean, there's an artificial intelligence in the background, no doubt about that. And this is fancy, and for a lot of people it's also scary, and I can understand that. So this is why in our design we went for traditional materials, wood, glass, stuff like that. Even we have traditional elements like hammock-style seats in there, very much textile. So it's very simple, very readable structure. It's quite the opposite of the artificial intelligence, which is kind of obfuscated and diffuse and might even be scary. We introduce elements that are very traditional. It looks like a boat, yeah? It feels like riding a boat. For me, the boat is the metaphor for you're in a safe place exploring the world. So this is why we have this wooden rim traveling all along, to have a safe harbor here for your body, but your eyes and your spirit is free to explore. And this is our hopes that we're addressing through this very natural selection of materials, shapes, and especially behaviors, that we feel that it's very tangible and very touchable. So it's very old traditional shipbuilding techniques in it to actually make it tangible for the people. It will even smell, you know. Trust is also associated with smell, and when you enter the bus it will smell like being in the forest. And that's a nice place. So those things are very important for me to foster the acceptance of this vehicle.